All right, guys, we are going to do a few more adding and subtracting problems. You have the option of kind of flipping around and seeing which problems you'd like to see if there's something specific you need help with. So we're going to do 3 adding and 3 subtracting. Here is our first addition example, and I want you guys to remember that when we are adding, we really are looking at it as a combine like terms problem. So we can actually completely ignore the parentheses. We do not need to look at them at all. Okay, so our first term, what I want to pay attention to is the degree. So I'm going to focus on the highest degree. So positive 2x to the fourth plus 1x to the fourth. So I'm going to get 3x to the fourth. Okay, so again, remember, combining like terms. After those are done, I'm going to go to the next highest. So I see negative 3x cubed plus 10x cubed. So I'm going to get plus 4x cubed. Okay, next, I'm looking at x squared in order. So 4x squared plus 3x squared, I'm going to get a positive 7x squared. And lastly, I'm looking at just the plain old x to the first power. So we have x to the first power minus 2x, which means I'm going to get a negative 1x. So that's going to be our final answer. Okay, in this next one, I gave you this problem because you're going to see it in some of the practice that you received today. So what I want to do is actually rewrite the problem entirely because I'm actually, we could rewrite the problem. We don't have to. If we wanted to rewrite it, I would rewrite it so that the degrees go in order from least to greatest. If not, we can do exactly what we did the last time. So I'm going to look at the highest degree, positive 11x to the fifth, plus 6x to the fifth. So I'm going to get 17x to the fifth. So those are done. Okay. Next, I don't have a degree of 4. The next one I have is a degree of 3. So I have negative 9x cubed plus 12x cubed. So I'm going to get a plus 3x cubed. All right, next I'm looking at squared. So negative 4x squared plus 8x squared, I'm going to get a positive 4x squared. And lastly, I'm looking at x to the first power, so 1x minus 3x gives me a negative 2x. So that is our final answer. All right, our last addition problem. Same idea. So I'm going to look at negative 5x to the fifth plus 14x to the fifth. So I'm going to end up with 3x to the fifth for my answer. After that one is gone, I now am looking for the next highest degree, right? So I see that I have 5x cubed, but I don't have any x cubed over here. So I can just rewrite the positive 5x cubed in our answer. And that takes care of that one. Next, we're going to look at the x squared. So positive 7x squared plus 2x squared. So we're going to have a positive 9x squared. That gets rid of those. Next, I notice I don't have any x to the first power in the first polynomial, but I do in the second. So I'm just going to rewrite the plus 6x in our answer. And finally, we're going to look at a positive 4 minus 3. So that's the very last piece. So 4 minus 3 is going to give us a plus 1. for our constant. Please keep in mind that you want to just make sure that your answer is written from least to greatest. All of your degrees, you start with your highest degree, and you might end with a constant, or you might end with a variable to the first power. It just depends on the actual problem itself. All right, now going into subtracting. Here's what I would do if I were you. I would consider the fact that we have this subtraction piece, okay? And we want to remember this is a -1. So I'm going to distribute that -1 out, and I'm going to rewrite the problem. So this first piece here, I'm going to rewrite from least to greatest in degree form. So 3x cubed, positive 3x cubed, minus 6x squared plus x. Okay, now what I'm going to do is distribute that -1. So -1 times 4 is going to be a negative 4x squared. -1 times 1 is going to give me a negative x cubed. And -1 times -5 is going to give us a positive 5x. So now with our new problem, I'm going to look at combining like terms again. So x cubed and x cubed, that's my first step. 3 minus 1 is going to give me a 2x cubed. Because remember, we're focusing on those coefficients. So 3 minus 1. Next, I have a negative 6x squared minus 4x squared. So I'm actually going to get, let's see. I'm going to get the negative 10x squared. Okay. Lastly, we have a positive 1 and a positive 5. So my final piece to this is going to be a plus 6x. So that's our final answer. Okay. Now, with more terms, it doesn't necessarily get more difficult, but we do want to make sure we have things in the right order. So again, I'm going to rewrite this entire first polynomial in order from least to greatest. So I have a positive 12x to the 5th. Okay. Then I have a plus 8x cubed. Then I have a minus 3x squared plus x. Okay, so that's the entire first polynomial. Now I'm going to distribute that -1 and rewrite the entire second polynomial. So minus 6x squared minus 13x cubed plus 2x plus 4x to the 5th. All right, so let's start combining. 12x to the 5th plus 4x to the 5th. So I know I'm going to get we have 16x to the 5th. Okay, next one. So we completely got rid of the power of 5. I have a positive 8 cubed, and I have a negative 13x cubed. So 8 minus 13. Ooh, sorry about that. Kemba. Hey. So negative is going to give us a negative 5x cubed. So that's gone. Sorry guys, someone's walking by my house and Kemba is very territorial. Okay, next we have a negative 3x squared and we have a negative 6x squared. So we're going to end up with minus 9x squared. And lastly, we have a positive x plus 2x. So we're going to get plus 3x. And that's our final answer. Okay, I'm going to let you guys do the last one. And if you're looking for an answer, you can check with me and I will provide that for you. So please keep in mind, take a look at everything, be really careful. Don't forget to distribute the -1. That's the most important part when you're subtracting polynomials. All right, thank you.